Hi all, and welcome to the Tina Cloud Sprint 81 review and retro and the Sprint 82 forecast. First, we'll be getting into the review, which we will be having Jack start off.
Cool. Awesome. So sprint goal, we swarmed on that when I was away last week, which is awesome to see, and we actually got it done. Well, it's not fully done. It's just awaiting a release, which will happen sometime next sprint. So this week will be a major release. There's be some good stuff coming there. So it's a big milestone for us. So awesome job to the team. This was a 1 week sprint. The Tina Cloud hours worked were 108, and for TinaCMS, just 24. On to kind of what got done here. I guess the things we want to point out, just some UI changes that Pat was able to get completed. We'll show those. And if Pat, if you want to speak to these any more.
Yeah, so there's just some odd alignment on our collection pages. So I fixed that up in this first issue. So if we want to go across to the next one, it all aligns perfectly now. And on the same page, we fixed up the table element so we don't have these repeating like name and path. And if you flip over, we have now what looks like a normal table, just with some headings. So we get rid of that redundancy.
Can you just go back the old and then the new? That's the old repeated stuff, and that's the new. Okay. Should pages and the left-hand column align over to the left, to the branch box? I feel that it should. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't think so. This was test passed by Michaela. The header stretches the entire page width. The actual content is constrained in a max size.
Does anyone think that it should align to the text box, the branch text box on the left? No one? Really?
No, I think we should just move the header over, but I think that'll probably be done.
No, you wouldn't move the header over without
move
the
that
stuff underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, so the internals is gutted, because if you have content, if you're on an ultra wide screen, it's going to be way too big. So there is a constraint on it.
Yeah. I think maybe it can be, the max size can be increased a bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
All right. Feels wrong to me.
All right.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Cool. Continuing on. Yep, we got the TinaCMS migration. So that's CommonJS to ES modules. That's been fully tested, and yeah, should, as I said before, will be released this week. Moving to the sprint burn down, a little bit completed, but still a bunch left. We had 2 releases for TinaCMS, 0 for Tina Cloud. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm hoping to get one out today for Tina Cloud.
Okay, cool. So yeah, good week for TinaCMS. To the application health, we're still getting the content API errors. That's the 2,240, I'm guessing, 2.2K anyway. Still coming from roles. We still haven't just had the time to investigate the caching issues, which is causing that issue there. And apart from that, yeah, it's looking good.
So moving on, we've got org creations for the last 7 days. Posthogs are saying it's 70, which is where we're trying to get our info from now, which we've found a discrepancy. Mixpanel said it was 245. which was more along the lines of what it was previously. So we're just going to go and double check and see which is actually correct, because Posthog is basing itself off API calls. So it's a bit confusing what's going on there, but we need to work that out. Moving on, if we look at orgs and projects created over the last 30 days, it's actually down a little bit in terms of, well, for orgs, it's down a little bit. So we can see some trend lines going there. The dark blue dotted trend line going down slightly, and the light blue dotted trend line just moving up slightly, but they are very similar in terms of the pattern of things being created. We're just seeing a dip in the number of projects being created yesterday. Looking at our onboarding funnels, they're sitting a little bit. User onboarding is down a little bit from 10% to 8%, and collaborator onboarding is up from a 14 to just shy of 21%. So it's good to see that when people are being invited to projects, they're pushing commits within 24 hours. And our ever favorite, our new tracking in terms of the user signups and which Git setting that we're using. I actually updated this after this email was drafted up. So we're actually seeing about 70% of new users are signing up with GitHub Act as user turned on. So that's huge. Moving on, barebones starter, we got a slight dip from 35 to 22 unique cloners over the last 14 days. Next.js starter, slight dip as well, from 69 to 56 unique cloners. And the self-hosted demo increased, funnily enough, from 26 to 32. And then hopefully with the ESM stuff, they'll be able to use the latest versions, and that will go up again. Package downloads decreased slightly from 27,500 to about 24,600. So hopefully the CMS upgrades, I know that they were released in the last 24 hours. So once they move around, hopefully this will have a bit of an uptick next sprint. We'll see. In terms of the epics, we're seeing an increase on the Posthog logging because we've been able to push some more stuff into Tina Cloud. So that went up from 70% to 90%. R&D, looking at the way that our search works, that PBI is being included, and of course the migration from CommonJS to ESM. For our AI tools, we're seeing a lot of usage of Yakshaver as usual, and of course our code editing companions featured as well. Copilot stats didn't make it in time, so we'll add that in later on. It looks like it's finally finished saving, so we'll get some stats and include it on the notes.
Jack, can you just mention me so I can give it to you?
So just in terms of the sprint retro, Jack and Eli thought I was doing an awesome job reviewing PRs and putting them out, which is nice to hear. Jack and myself were really happy that we've got Posthog nearly complete for Tina Cloud, and we're happy to see some more stats coming up. Matt was also amazed with Posthog, and we're going to investigate that mixed panel discrepancy. Eli was happy that he got his V3 editorial workflow video out and got a bit more feedback, and Jack is happy, or we're all happy, that the ESM upgrade is ready for release. In terms of what didn't go so well, so Jack had a few that the branch improvements didn't go as well, but the Rails team were able to unblock themselves using the X-branch method. The search investigation is also becoming a larger task than it initially appeared. and he wasn't able to have a look into the caching issues. We're also all sad that we lost Brooke to client work, and Eli wasn't able to get his Sonar alert system going, and we had to revert that change. And Eli wasn't able to get his V4 video out this week. In terms of improvements, none that we could think of.
Thank you, Pat. Moving on to the Sprint 82 forecast. So for our sprint goal, we have to ship the editorial workflow video. And for our backlog, see here, we're just continuing on with making sure that the ES modules are released. We've got a few items there in review that are waiting to be merged into our main branch, and some UI changes around the heading of the table component, making sure that the post-log logging is logged into the media manager flow. And yeah, making sure that the V4 editorial workflow video is done. So yeah. So thank you all for attending. This meeting will be uploaded to the TinaCMS YouTube channel under the Sprint Summaries playlist. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers.